Welcome to week number 2 of Axe Pro Tips. Our friends at Axe and Raptors Uprising team together to help bring you a weekly discussion talking to the members of the Raptors Uprising. Our goal is to understand the meta, break down plays, talk to some of the players and analysts to get a better understanding of not just the Raptors Uprising, but the 2K League as a whole. This week is particularly interesting because the Raptors had 2 games in a doubleheader, played both the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, who had both the number 1 overall pick Dimes and the number 2 overall pick Fab, respectively. The Raptors Uprising got off to a pretty rough start. They're going up against the Mavericks in Dimes, and of course, that's a tough team. Raptors never really had momentum throughout. They end up losing in a pretty horrible blowout. They made a couple adjustments to the lineup, changed up the archetypes a little bit, determined to bounce back for what's going to be their doubleheader game 2 against the Celtics. And they do. They get off to a good start in that game, and as the fourth quarter winds down, the Celtics slowly claw their way back into forcing an overtime. It was an incredibly interesting set of circumstances, and I'm excited to talk to some of the players and get into their minds and understand what was going on through this time, what caused for the changes to the lineups and the archetypes, and really just understanding the meta of the game a little bit more. So Ogie, what happens immediately after a loss? You guys get blown out by the Mavericks. Of course, you're looking to make some changes before the Celtics game. Talk to me about that.
After the loss to the Mavs, Shane, the general manager, gave me a call and Kenny was on the line. It was clear that we had to make some changes for the next game. The game was in about 2-3 hours, so we had enough time to figure things out. We talked about the lineup possibilities that we had, and we had to put King Quay in the lineup. Over the last month, we've seen how well he communicates with the team. Putting him in the lineup was the decision that we made. Now we had 3 big men in the lineup. Obviously, we got guys that are versatile, so we moved a couple pieces around where Trey moved from the 3 to the 2. We took Josh, our shooting guard, out. We ended up putting Quay at the 3, and he played the athletic sharp for us. For the next game, we knew the Celtics were a strong team in the paint, and we still wanted to keep, our bigs, Detoxys and Yusuf at the 4 and 5. It was going to be a huge game for us in the paint, defending the paint and scoring in the paint.
The Raptors looked at the tip-off tournament and what they did successfully and tried to translate that into week 1. Offensively, that meant getting Yusuf in the low post, trying to see if you can isolate, give him some room to make some plays happen. They also relied heavily on the pick and roll to help create opportunities, hopefully create some defensive breakdowns, swinging it to the right guy and making some shots. So Kenny, talk to me about what's going on in your mind. You get blown out by the Mavs, but you're going up against the Celtics. You're up 10 going into the fourth quarter. What's the communication looking like?
We just trying to keep this momentum and close these guys out. We knew going in that the Celtics was one of the toughest teams in the league. We knew that we had to be on point with our game plan, and everything was going in our favor.
This right here is my Axe golden moment of the game. Fab is bringing the ball up. Number 2 overall pick. You know what he can do. One of the best point guards in the league. Is Kenny playing aggressive over the screens, fighting over each time one is set, and actually forces a turnover with his aggressive defense, brings it back for an easy layup. It's everything you can ask for defensively, and of course translates into easy offense. So Kenny, what's going on through your mind? You get blown out by the Mavs, but you make some adjustments, and you're leading by 10 going to the fourth quarter versus Celtics. Talk to me about that.
We was generating a lot of our offense through the paint, going through Yusuf in the post, and they made it hard on him, sending double teams and triple teams, and forcing Yusuf to make a play to our guys, which wasn't too much comfortable shooting because our jump shots are a little slow, which we will address that. But yeah, those guys made it tough on us. They knew our game plan, and they kind of took it from us and tried to force us to go elsewhere, and we couldn't capitalize. And we were watching a lot of film. We're pointing out, we're going through a lot of clips to see what we can work on to make us better.
Talk to me about the meta of the NBA 2K League going into week 2.
1 week into the regular season, we've noticed that paintballing is still the meta. But we've also noticed that players are getting more comfortable with their jumpers. It's not like the retail version of the game where in Pro-Am, back out of the arena and you could just switch your jumper, and in the league version of the game, guys have to send the league their jumpers. There's guys that got the edge right now because they've got the right jumpers on. They figured the right ones early, and it really paid off for those guys.
Until a defender can adjust and begin to bring double teams and rotate properly, the Raptors Uprising can consistently use Yusuf as a magnet in the post for some easy offense. I'm excited to see the changes the Raptors Uprising do going into week 2 of the NBA 2K League season. Hopefully able to bounce back and get their first win of the season. Thank you for joining us on Axe Pro Tips. I'm Agent Zero, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm out.